Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's so good to see you all.
Hello, Booty Miller.
Hello, hello,
Doctor.
Rami.
Dr. Booty.
Hello, 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 hello. So we're gathering. I can see you all on the tiles. And what's happening is there's a live stream happening, but they can't see you. The only time that they would see you is if you join on and have a chat with me and we work individually. But the tiles allows us to see each other and be in the room together. And then when we want to work individually, then it will go into the live stream. Okay. So let's come together and invite silence, letting the mind settle or not settle, but inviting silence. Thank you. Say to yourselves, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And now remove the who. So it's am I? Am I? Am I? And now remove the am. I. 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 And now remove the I. And be what remains. And as you do so, open your eyes and look around where you are, who's on the call, and notice if any identifiers want to come up. I know that person. I don't know that person. I don't want to be seen. I'm being seen. And how what remains interacts with that. What was before the I interacts with whatever perception is coming and going. And identify if the desire to know feels stronger than the witness of the experience. Is there a habit to create meaning with what you recognize with your eyes? What is the relationship through the state of being and witnessing how the eyes identify? How does it live in your body at this moment? And now look on the tiles of the call and see someone you recognize and recognize the shift in perception. And can you now allow that recognition fall back into the state before the I? And if there's an emotion, allow the emotion to exist. Let it move how it wants to move. And recognize if there's any sensation of suffering, desire, want. You can call it whatever you want. They all have the same placement in your muscles and your body. And I invite you to let that go, wherever that lives, and see what's left right now. Anything that can be created or destroyed is an illusion. What I love about this is we say this over and over again. We keep reminding ourselves of this over and over again. It's almost as if this time I'm going to get it right. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. There's nothing to get right. Whenever I fall into a state of feeling like I know something, I pause. I pause because oftentimes when my muscles know exactly I'm supposed to react to a situation or what is happening, I pause. And I usually pause when somebody asks me a question. And it's not because I'm thinking of the answer. I'm actually letting myself find some state of release and stillness so that the answer can be revealed from a place bigger than me. When I was younger, I was very reactionary, very, very reactionary. And I can tend to have some very strong reactions still. But the gift of wait and see and pausing has shown me how to live in such a complicated body and world that we've inherited. Lately, I've been reading a lot of history. That's what happens to me when things don't go right for me. I turn to the books because I'm like, y'all been telling me this stuff for, since I walked past you in the library, I'm talking about the Dewey Decimal System here, showing my age. And I just feel like the little breadcrumbs that our ancestors have left us are the times that I need them most when I'm very, very emotional. So the sense of knowledge helps me find balance. And so I've been, it's no, uh, um, it's not a secret that this election has affected me and affected the people that I love and my friends and colleagues and allies. So it's affected us all. And so I've gone into reading more books on American history and looking at the systems that we've inherited and why I've allowed myself to really come into contact with the facts as opposed to what I want to happen. I'm a very um, optimistic person, and I've spent a lot of my life being very optimistic. But I think that what it's done is it's caused an extra added layer of suffering in my life that I don't need. So when I've actually look at the facts and look at how the forefathers of the United States of America have built the country, um, it was purely out of an interest of commerce and wealth first. And the billboard of the dream. And I think that for us as artists is a really hard one to fully muster into our reality. We constantly are dreaming for, you know, something great and and that our work has meaning and it's just so broad. But if you actually look at all the things that are in place, it's easier to navigate when you have clarity. It's harder to miss the glass on the ground if you don't look down. See it. See the scary snake. See the scary spider. See the world as it is. And then what's left? And I'm speaking to us as artists because the artists that I have been inspired by, the artists and the scholars that have moved me have been dealing with the systems that we've inherited. And I found that because of the romance of a better life, that I skip over the actual taste of the water. There's poison in the water. And that poison for me was gaslighting myself into thinking that if you just keep a bright hope in your heart, that things will change. That's another form of suffering, y'all. It's another form of suffering. It's just as much, there's just as much suffering and like, the I'm going to be the better person. I'm going to glide in and be the gracious one. But through that entire point of grace that we are attempting to emulate, we're suffering deeply inside because it's not what we're doing is not changing our external world because we have no control over that. What we have control over is what's happening here. And as artists, as actors, as directors, as producers, as writers, as filmmakers, I'm speaking to all of us that this here is where we go into. Here. So right now, wherever you are, turn inward. Turn inward to the nectar of the calabash, as the Yoruba people would say. That brightness, that sparking light, that flame of the artistry that comes from who knows where. Turn in. And if in the investigation of going in, there happens to be a few gateways you need to go into that are going, I'm uncomfortable, this is discomforting, I'm angry, I'm sad, I don't know, I'm numb. Check it out right now. Just check it out. Just check it out. What are you feeling right now? I'm let down. I'm afraid. Let yourself experience whatever it is. And whatever it is, don't suppress it. Let it move. Let it move to where it wants to go. And if there's a story attached to it, go back into the feeling. What are you feeling? What is it feeling? And notice that the story is attached to a particular muscular holding in the body. So recognize if you're bracing yourself in any way, because the bracing helps the story stay nice and alive. We know this as actors, y'all. It's a gesture. So let it go and see what remains. Hmm. Any snags out there? Anything to report? Any suffering out there? Anything to report since the last time we met? Anything happening right now that you want to check out together? Hmm. Ah, Jonavi.
I want to check out my intense impulse to withdraw lately from all forms of community and all forms of outreach, including this right now. And that I've lived in for such a long time that my withdrawal protected me from spaces. Yeah.
So right now, just let yourself withdraw right now. Yeah. So you don't have to run away from it. Just withdraw. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now what's left? What'd you say?
Same me. Just less anxious.
Yeah, less suffering. So
Yeah.
follow, yeah. So follow your body. Yeah, withdrawal. Yeah. Let the energy withdraw. Yeah. So when it feels like, oh, I'm supposed to be here, I need to push myself into the world because that's the thing to do, right? I've learned that if I put myself into the world, something great's going to come out of it. But the body's saying, no, just withdraw. Let
Yeah.
it be. Let it be. Go into the direction of the body. Yeah. Let it be. Exactly. There's your breath. You may think that you're withdrawing, but you're actually connecting.
Connecting
It's like,
to myself.
yeah, and connecting to this, connecting to the vibration of all of us. Because that wanting to not withdraw becomes a physical tension in the body that we're holding on to, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those it's one of those things that we don't know until we actually do it. And when the body says, I'm going to withdraw, but we get trained to go to believe that no, 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 don't withdraw. You know, you got to be the good student and be in the room and be present and be the good girl and serve the dish and da, da, da. You know, there's all these things that we that we inherited. But if you just say, you know what, I'm going to disappear right now, and then let's see what happens. Are you gone?
Still here. It's I'm grateful for, but it's very recent that I've been held accountable for withdrawing because people actually care and notice. Um, and that feeling is new as well. So it's a little bit of a
What are you feeling
breath
right now? So what are you feeling right now? What's the emotion you feel right now?
overwhelmment.
So be overwhelmed. Let your whole body have it. You don't have to do anything with it. Don't fix it. Don't run away from it. Just let that big monsoon come in. Let the tsunami come in. Let it go through the tube. The tube just got to get, yeah, it's got to be a bigger tube. That's all. Yeah, don't do anything with it. Just let it go where it needs to go. You don't have to fix it. Yeah, what is it now? There's something else coming in. What's that?
Acceptance.
Yeah. So the whole body accept the movement and changing of it. Yep. What is that?
Peace.
Yeah. So let your whole body have peace. Is there a button there?
A button.
A butt? Was there
Oh.
there's it's peace, but what?
It's peace. But wait and see
Yeah.
what it changes to next, because just as easily as it went to peace, like what is
Yeah. So
that's
yeah.
my
So
butt.
yeah. So wait and see. Let it be. And maybe wait and see, let it be is something that it can be a little bit more embodied.
Hmm.
Because now the wait and see sounds like wait and see. This feels regulated, but just wait and see. It's gonna be fucking hell again. Here it comes.
Yep.
But that's life, right? That's
Hmm.
life.
Hmm.
If if we if we spent our entire life happy all the time, is that real? Then you become this like almost zombie of like, smiley, I'm really happy. Like I don't get angry. Oh, yes, tell that to your shoulder blades and your larynx and the smile of the creases of your lips, right?
Right.
Sometimes you have to poop. Sometimes you fart. It doesn't smell good. Life doesn't always smell good. Yeah, so what is it now? Yeah, look at that. What's happening now? Wait, say it again, your microphone.
Just the fact that this is life and it's part of it. I there's so much pleasure in my withdrawal as well. I enjoy spending time with myself. I love it. I love doing that. And there's often, I think, the setting of boundaries comes into place because some people also enjoy my time so much that they take it. And I've been trying so hard to talk myself into like virtuosity and generosity and be like, if you change it to generosity, if you change it to this and things like that, when really I just I like wanted to experience the withdrawal. I wanted to experience being on my own.
Mm,
with myself. I love it.
mm, mm.
But yeah, there was
S-
just a lot of guilt
So
around.
let's talk about this boundary. You said you're drawing up boundaries. We talk about this all the time about, what's a real boundary? If a boundary is emotional, it's contingent upon the emotion being broken or fulfilled. So like I talk about this all the time. Like my old boundary used to be like, well, I would walk into a room waiting for white supremacy to wield its ugly head, and then it would do it. I'm like, oh, see, I do it. I knew I was going to be safe here. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Right? It's this emotional uh uh recognition that tells me that that boundary exists. But that's not a real boundary. Boundaries, a real boundary is having the inquiry of self that's connected to all that is. Then you can recognize what's in front of you. And then can recognize if someone else is dealing with their suffering because you have gone within yourself and become an introvert for the day.
Mm.
That has nothing to do with them.
Someone else.
And it's easier to navigate the world when you have that sense of self-recognition of where I am in this particular moment. And what I'm experiencing is not what they're experiencing. And they're
Hmm.
having their experience. And we can allow them to have their experience without our emotional well-being being on the bargaining block, right? It's not part of the negotiation. My emotional life commitment to you is not a part of this, is not a part of this relationship or this bargaining. How does that feel? A little bit louder because your microphone goes in and out.
Yeah, get my microphone in. A lot lighter, knowing that I actually choose what is up for negotiation, and my emotional well-being doesn't have to be a part of that negotiation. It can be time, it can be money, it can be skills, it can be so many things, but I control what it actually is, and I don't have to put my emotional well-being up for negotiation.
And you see how much of that, all of that is an illusion anyway. So
Yeah.
it's a story, right? Okay, this in this particular engagement, the relationship is okay. This is what's on the table, but it's not going to affect what I am, which is unmoved and unchanged. And you can be moved. That's the other thing, is when you are moved, you are moved. That's life. Because then we become those happy zombies again. It's not going to affect me. I'm in charge of my life. But what's so fascinating about the voice, and what I love so much about the voice tells you if it's really coming from deep within. Because the very nature of a story requires tension, and tension will constrict the vocal tract, and then the vocal tract will respond accordingly. How you breathe is how you think. Catherine Fitzmaurice says breathing is meaning. The access to your breath is the access to your breath, and the access to your breath is reliant upon the holding and story that you are attempting to cover. Speak if you dare. But you don't even have to speak. All you have your breath will change. You'll stop breathing. And then we as human beings will respond to, oh, they're not breathing. There's something amiss. There's something awry. Something. It's just how we're designed. We're pack animals. We're supposed to be able to receive and recognize all those things without actually. saying anything at all. So this sense of waiting and seeing is also calibrating the pack. And the pack being every one of us in this Earth atmosphere. There's no separation. And you know this because you are this. And you recognize it because it's what you are.
You know what? What always gets me is me. What always gets me is this has been in my head. I've spent hours in bed, just like and you talk to me for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, oh, fuck's sakes. So now I'm agitated.
So be agitated.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's the extension of suffering is trying not to suffer when you're suffering. Just suffer. It just be in pain. It hurts. Take the hit. Take the hit. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. I recognize that. Mm. Mm. It's good to see you. Yeah, y'all. And it's one of those things that I do too. It's like we have all this information. Why am I suffering right now? I know how to not suffer, and I'm suffering. Take the hit. Take the hit. Have the compassion to really let yourself hurt. Joseph Campbell says that life is like a fantastic opera. It just hurts. And oftentimes it's be, when this is why we have satsang, this is why we have the gathering. Sometimes we need each other to remember what we are, which is not separate. And I know it feels like a never-ending story. But what happens when you release the story? Time stops. So let it go. Anything else to report? Lucy,
Hello.
hi.
So I've been noticing recently, I've been having this tendency of identifying myself with my obsessions. Mm, it's like with desire or habits or goals, anything. It's like this obsession with it. Even though I know just stories in my head and it's attached to one of those things.
Well, I don't
Um,
know. I don't know. Check it out. Is it a story in your head right now? Check it out. Yeah, just check it out right now. Is it a story?
it just returns to this one thing, like maybe I'm just this way.
Okay, so accept that. I'm just this way. 100%. I'm this way. It's never going to change. I am never going to change right now. I'm never going to change. What's left?
It's already started to change. Yep. Um, yeah, I feel it. It was changing.
Okay, so so see how the story was. Let's let it change and let's see let it change. Let's see what happens. Just keep checking it out. What's that?
It was a release.
Hmm. And what is it now?
Yeah. Um, a recognition.
What are you recognizing?
The release was releasing a thought that came in was, I think, therefore I am. And then I released that.
Mhm.
And then inside there's a recognition of expansion, like there's more to it.
The bottomless well.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but
So be uncomfortable right now. Go through the tube. Don't suppress it. Yeah, what's that? It's changing. Yeah, it's like a slippery worm. Yeah, just keep going in. Yeah, it's the bottomless well. You don't have to fix it or change it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just change. What's that?
mm,
Yeah,
it's
what is
like
that? Yeah, what is that?
nothingness. Like,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
let
know.
nothing be there. Yeah, it's nothing. It was an illusion. It had a sensation. Now it's gone. Voila.
Mm.
What's
Just
that?
when the obsession comes back.
So let it be. What does the obsession want now? What does it want?
Trying to figure something out, like trying to define this obsession.
Yeah, well, does the obsession know what it wants to define? And what is it?
Um, like when it's my turn to dive or to stop, to leap, am I gonna hold myself back from doing it? Do you get what I mean? For
Right
example,
now? Right now? Hold yourself back. Let's see what happens. Hold yourself back. What's left? Yeah, what's that?
it's still there.
What is?
The light, the feeling in the gut or whatever. Yeah.
What is it? Describe what it feels like.
Feels like my stomach muscle are tensing and releasing at the same time. Um,
And what's the feeling inside that?
the feeling inside of that is a sense of warmth.
So we can let the warmth exist. Let the warmth burn you down. You know, to fix it, you know, to change it, just let it be. Mm. What is it now?
It's like peace, like
Yeah, just ride the wave of life. Just like just ride the wave. Just ride the wave of different states of awareness
mm,
and go in the direction that it's saying. I'm going to retreat. I'm not going to retreat. I'm tensing my belly. I know it's hot. It's all a fantastic scene of awareness, as opposed to trying not to be that. Just be it. Be what you are fully.
mm.
Yeah, in there. Yeah. There's nothing to do. Yeah, in there.
Mm. Because I don't know, it seems like awareness, it it can only focus on like where your attention brings it to. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easily distracted.
Yeah. And that's what vigilance is. It's
Mm,
where you put your attention.
mm,
And if your attention is on, I'm not going to get this right, I'm not going to get this right, or uh, a story, a pattern, suffering, if it's causing suffering, you know that's an illusion. You can end the suffering. Because even when we let ourselves fully feel the pain of something, is there suffering involved? It's just pain. It just hurts. And there's an opening and an expansion in allowing ourselves to take the hit of hurt, to take the hit of joy.
Oh,
You understand?
I think I lagged a bit.
Fantastic. What was the lag? What was the last thing you heard?
Do I understand?
And before that.
Nothing. It was lag.
Oh, did you get the part about take the hit?
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah, take the hit of pain as opposed to suffer about getting hit or suffering before you even get hit. The anxiety of the future and the guilt of the past, it doesn't exist. It's happening right now. We'll
Mm.
never know what we're going to do until we do it, until we're there. You can get a map of a terrain, but you don't know until you actually get there. You might have a fallen tree. There might be a dead animal on the road. You got to swerve around. That's just how life is. You can't rely on a map as being the journey.
Mm. Yeah, and I guess that's where my obsession was in those stories and trying to create a map.
It doesn't even matter how good the map is. We've got these satellite maps, and so you can get this like real life like projection of like what the terrain is as you're driving on your GPS, and it still doesn't look like what is actually there.
Mm.
There's no substitution
Yeah.
for right now.
Mm. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I feel great. Mm.
And
Thank
then
you.
when you don't feel great, don't feel great.
Yeah.
That's just how it happens.
Mhm. Mm.
There's no right or wrong. It's just what is happening right now. And right now it could be some really complex thing of like, I just feel like, bleh. And because something's moving. The very nature of change is discomfort because something is moving. Something is, "Oh, I don't quite know what's happening." Ugh.
Mm.
So allow yourself to fully be that. Always right now, forever and ever. Right here, right now.
Mm. And breathing really helps.
Well, well, the breath responds to what happens.
Yeah.
Your breath deepens when you deepen. It's
Mm.
cause and effect. It responds to it. I mean, think about if you have to get up and run out of the room, the breath will respond to that. I think you froze, Lucy. Fantastic. We loved the Melbourne internet. Or is it me that's freezing? One of us is
Yep.
freezing on our Melbourne
I'm
internet.
too.
Anything else?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. It's good to see you. Hmm. So let's come together. Let there be peace, let there be peace, let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Om. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming together with me. It's so good to see you all. I'll see you next month.